All right, what's going on, people? Hello, hello, hello. I have a poll in the comments, but I also want to know who you guys blame. So, you guys know what I'm talking about. who do you blame for Spence Crawford not happening? Isidro, what's up, man? How you doing? Who do you blame, bro? Who do you blame? Tell me. Oh, shit, I didn't put the slide on. Hey-o. Man. Chispas. Let me finish writing this. Who do you blame for? I'm already seeing somebody's people's comment on here, Ricky. That should make me laugh. That's first. Oh, damn it. Here we go. Falling apart. All right, here we go. All right. Well, it looks like. What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try to do this more often. I'm thinking probably 6:30 on Mondays, so we could review fights. What happened over the weekend. I actually didn't see the UFC, so shame on me. I don't know what I know what happened. I know who won and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know like how it happened and all that stuff. I don't even. How many of my fans are UFC fans? I need to kind of poll how many fight fans I have that are UFC fans on here because man, man, I love boxing, but it has not been very good to me more recently. Just man, fights of Spence Crawford. Here we go, Terry Crawford. Oh man. Weirdest Crawford is asking for 22 million. I don't know. I see that's a problem, man. Like we don't know what's going on, right? I mean, we just don't know what's going on. The rumors are the rumors, but you know, the people who are in charge and in the rooms and on the phone calls and all that stuff, I feel like are being kind of tight-lipped about it, when I talked to Steven Espinosa for Fundora, he said like kind of negotiations. He even wanted to, when I presented him with, hey, the rumors are that it's Terence Crawford's side that has an issue with some of the language in the contract. Can he like elaborate on that or whatever? And he's like, hey, I mean, if Terence isn't comfortable, we have to make it so that he's comfortable. Like you're basically, I'm kind of summing up what he said, right? But basically, he was not blaming Terence. He was very kind of like, hey, if he needs to be comfortable with what it is, so they just got to get it all right. But I saw Max Kellerman on Max on Boxing talk about. He seemed to kind of blame Al Heyman, which was interesting. And his kind of, I guess the way he explained it was kind of like Al's the one making the deal with Terrence, right? And something about, I think that he was kind of going based off of, Mike Coppinger's works with ESPN. He had a Coppinger on. And it seemed like he was like, because of what Coppinger said as far as Terrence. So what Max was saying, the way Max was talking about it, was saying that Terrence has already agreed to only a percent, not only, but a percentage of the profit of whatever the fight makes. So there is no guarantee for Terrence. Again, this is all according to like Max and at least when I was watching Max Unboxing, what he was talking about, that it's a percentage of the profit. and that now Terence just wanted to see what the net was going to be. So I don't know. I don't know. What do we know is Terry walked away from the best fight in boxing. Oh man. It was the best fight in boxing, bro. I feel like it's the only thing people are caring about on YouTube, like on I don't know, as boxing fans, I feel like that's all they care about is Crawford versus Spence. Man, I've been talking about it. Some of these interviews, this light is like bright. Can I lower this a little bit? Oh, here we go. Hey, oh man, I feel like, whew, I gotta get some eye drops. Man, that feels bright. Man, I felt like I was like frying my eyeballs. What was I saying? Hurricane Hank says PBC doesn't have money. Man, I've been seeing that as well. Like I mean, that's obviously all through like just YouTube channels and things like that. I don't know, how. I don't know. I feel like boxing is very tight-lipped about that stuff, and because they're not like publicly traded companies or anything like that, like it's very kind of hush hush, like of what's actually happening and stuff. Maybe I'll go one more on it. Man, this I feel like has me looking crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, we still don't even have like Tank versus Ryan guaranteed. I mean, like the rest of the year for boxing is kind of. Oh well, we do have. Obviously the fight this weekend, Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. That that's kind of a new. Because in a weird way, it is kind of history being written. In like a crazy sense. Because Jake is doing something that's kind of crazy. He's at least making the most money that any you know 5-0 fighter has ever made. I feel like, but that's a very interesting fight. I want to get to that too. Oh, here, Ricky says Jake Paul has a tougher opponent. What will be the excuse when that fault fights? Oh man, I mean, it seems like it's gonna. I don't know how. Was it BL Prime or something like that? Something Prime. BLK Prime, I think, is the name. I got an email from them the other day, which was cool because I might end up going to BLK Prime. I might end up going to Omaha for that. I feel like I want to at least. Jake Paul does have a tough opponent. I feel like, and I mean, I don't think he's even favored to win. I want to say. So good for Jake Paul. Good for Anderson Silva too gets another payday. Anderson could go 2-0 in boxing. That's pretty impressive. He they call him like at that point, I don't know if has any boxer ever gone into MMA and gone 2-0. I know Clarissa fought twice, I'm sorry, and lost the second time. But I don't know if any boxer has gone 2-0 in MMA. The way you could say kind of Anderson would be going 2-0 in boxing. Or maybe it might be 3-0 because he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and he beat Tito Ortiz in a boxing match. So, but I'm intrigued about that fight. I want to also see Le'Veon Bell fight the guy who's on the Ultimate Fighter. Dang it, what's his name? I can't think of his name. I see his face, but Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall. Thoughts on Robisi Ramirez? He's good. He's really good. He could crack. Um, really good. Has good. I feel like footwork and has good pop on it at the end of his punches. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. Is Robesi's Cuban, I believe, right? Isn't he fighting also? Is he this weekend fighting with Vasily Lomachenko? Like on not with him, but like on the card. I feel like I know they're pushing him in New York a lot, so he should be. Yeah, BLK Prime. They had a fighter called Lone Wolf. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Is Lone Wolf going to be on the on the pay-per-view? I haven't heard much other than obviously Terence Crawford, but it'd be cool to see what I mean if they have a fighter already, that'd be cool, right? To see him give them shine on that. BLK Prime is under the Amazon banner. Oh, really? Interesting. It's like a what do they do or what? Like what I haven't gotten to research them very much, but has anyone done any research on them? Like what do they what's their like I don't know. What do they do? um it's not under Amazon, that's not true. Oh, okay. Um oh, it's a joke. It's a fighter called Lone Wolf. um Yeah, I have no idea what that company's into or whatever. Like I think I saw something about they put concerts on or something. Um so I don't know. I was thinking about going to Omaha for that. Um just to see how like Terrence's people like kind of accept him. Obviously like they're gonna show out for him, but just I don't know. I've never been. It's I gotta see Terrence Crawford. Um Oh, video on demand provider, kind of like a baby design. Oh, all right. Baby Triller. Oh, okay. Hey, well, hope it works out for them. Man, whenever new money comes into boxing, it kind of shakes things up a little bit. You know what I mean? The older crowd kind of gets nervous a little bit, just because. But I think like I know the zone got a lot of pushback. It's still kind of getting pushback, right? That's kind of partially, it seems like why um Showtime and why I'm sorry, Tank and Ryan isn't getting done because Showtime and DAZN aren't really like I don't know, they don't I think it seems to come more from Showtime. DAZN seems at least on interviews seems to be willing to work with anybody and always kind of says that at least they put that out there. When you talk to Showtime people about it, they seem to kind of like, well, what do they bring to the table? Like they seem a little like, why do I have to talk about this person? Like they just don't want to. There's I don't know, the relationship's not great for whatever reason. But yeah, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Terrence Crawford. The thing I feel like people want to fight before the end of the year so that they can kind of take the holiday off a little bit, at least take that like, a 2-week stretch or something, and then kind of get back to it. So I'm wondering what fights are going to fall into like December 10th, December 17th. Um, because obviously you don't want to go after that. Then it's like Christmas, no one's going to do, and then you're in New Year's and, who knows about that. So, um, I don't know. I know it seems like Spence wants to fight again. See, the problem, this is why I feel like I put in the title like never happening as far as Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Um, I mean, it's gonna be long-winded, so I feel like I get the sense that everyone was okay waiting, like all the kind of the mandatories of all the belts. I think we're okay waiting if okay, we're gonna get Spence Crawford. Like, not that they have much involved in it personally, I'm sure, but they were all getting paid. They were also, I think, you're getting paid. They had an opportunity, I'm sure, to maybe have a fight in between or whatever. I feel like that's why maybe Ennis hasn't fought as well, as he was kind of like, well, he has the number one spot and he can petition them to enforce it. Which I believe he just did. At least that's like the latest thing out on whatever it was, Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or maybe he said it. But yeah, I believe that he has already asked the IBF to enforce his mandatory. I believe Stanionis had the same thing. He's the WBA or something mandatory, or now he's going to become the mandatory. So I think I just want to see Earl fight his mandatories. Yeah, I feel like that might be getting like they're trying to make something like that for December 10th or 11th, 17th. I wouldn't be surprised if Errol Spence, I mean, he's been working obviously, so I wouldn't be surprised if he took a December 10th fight, put that on pay-per-view, and just to just to try to kind of like put more shine on his fight than Terrence's fight. He still gets a fight in between. That would cause a lot of like kind of drama. At least that'd be kind of juicy to talk about, and people might start watching that stuff. But yeah, I could see Earl Spence doing a pay-per-view December 10th against like a Stanionis probably. He knocks out a mandatory. I don't know how that's going to work with Ennis, and if he's going to be able to pay Ennis to like kind of step aside again, or they're going to have to work all that out. But I think because of the mess that it made, as far as now Earl has to like stay at the weight longer, like he can't. He probably wanted to fight, enjoy these holidays, and then when he came back, come back at 54, so that he could just kind of he's a big guy. Luis Feliciano remembers him from the amateurs, and he would tell me, he's like, man, he would come down from like the 160s to make what was it, 52 or something like that in the amateurs, and now he makes 47 in the pros, and he's a big guy. So I could see it really kind of messed up his whole kind of plan, probably for the course of his career, like, because I'm sure he wanted to have that fight, maybe the one more with Terence, depending on if whoever the loser was enforced it, because they had that cool mandatory rematch clause situation where the loser, at least this again was the rumor, who knows, but where the loser of the fight can enforce the rematch, but would have to take the shorter end of the stick, like whatever kind of the percentage was that came out this last time, or however they're splitting it. So but I think now like Earl's just kind of like, that's 3 more fights, so that's at least another year at the weight class, when he was probably out by like middle of next year. He could do whatever he wanted. So I don't know. I just think it messes it up. I honestly don't think we see it. Maybe not at 47 at least. I don't know. I got the bad feeling that might be it. I was talking to another media member who actually said it to me first. And I was like, damn, he might be right. He was like, yeah, that's it. It's not happening. He was like, it's if it happens at all. And I'm like, oh, he might be right. He might be right. It sucks. But we'll see how things go. We'll see how the rest of the year plans out. So I wanted to introduce an idea. I was recently cleaning out some closets, trying to clear out some closet space, and I have like a lot of signed memorabilia that I just is in the closet, and so I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a contest on the channel where I do it like a giveaway, but like a Q&A type of thing. So I'm still kind of working out the details. I'll post about it. I'll put it in videos and stuff, to let everyone know. But yeah, I'm gonna do like like a Q&A type situation where you comment the answer, and then once we get like maybe X amount of votes, then I'll just randomly who the people who got the right answers, I think I'll put like, maybe like 25, 50 I'm thinking like 50 answers. Um, and then not 50 right answers, just like 50 questions, and whoever gets like the most right of the questions, I guess that's what I mean. Um, like I'll send them the whatever it is, the signed glove or whatever it is I have. But yeah, I think I wanna do something like that. So I'm gonna work out the details of that and get that going before the end of the year. So we could just have something to do because these fights aren't getting made. So yeah, but I will be in Arizona this week. Um on Wednesday for Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. It's a good fight. Jake Paul is taking on, a guy who should beat him, who's favored to beat him. Um, just credit to him. Credit to him. I know he's doing something kind of extraordinary because my friends who don't like him like really want to watch this fight because they think he's going to lose because he probably he's definitely not favored to win. And Anderson Silva is like a very good fighter. Um, I don't know. I don't know. He is young though, and that right hand is that right hand is dangerous. That right hand is dangerous. But Anderson's not fighting too far off of his weight class. Like he weighed what I want to say as a pro, he was 185. It was like middleweight. Wait, yeah, lightweight, welterweight's 170, and so yeah, middleweight's 185. So I'm not exactly sure. I need to find out where they're at. Ooh, that's a good question, actually. I'm gonna find out where they're at. I would feel like it's probably like 190 or 200. Um, but man, credit to Jake Paul, man. He's fighting a real legend in the fights, in the fight realm, and so man, we'll see. We'll see. Le'Veon Bell versus Uriah Hall. That's a good fight. Le'Veon Bell showed some pop against Peterson, but man, that's a big step in your second fight ever to take on like a real fighter like that. That's impressive. That's real impressive. It's going to be interesting. I want to see. I want to see, and I'm we'll see what Jake has up his sleeve as well. For the fight week and stuff because he's trying to sell it. Oh, Nate Diaz will be there, so that'll be cool. That's kind of another reason why I was telling a friend of mine who doesn't like Jake Paul. I'm like, man, Nate Diaz is Jake Paul's biggest fan right now because if Jake Paul wins, that's the guy. And you know how much crap they'll talk to each other and oh, it'd be gold. It'd be amazing. It'd be purely amazing to watch the lead up to that fight. And that's probably where Jake's going to go because the Tommy Fury thing, I don't know. I think it's pretty dead now. I don't think that has much life anymore. Now that Nate Diaz is free of his UFC contract, man, why not make that fight, You have your eye on any fighters that are not too well known. You guys should keep your eye on a dude named Anthony Garnica. It's 122 or 26 pounder. He's part of like Team Andy Ruiz. Good fighter. He's part of like Andy Ruiz's promotions or something like that. But he's been with Andy forever. It's a good fighter. Good fighter, Anthony Garnica. Who else? I don't know. I'm going to Callum Walsh's fight next week. Yeah, next week. The 360 promotions. He's coming along pretty good. Freddie's with him. This Irish kid, he's big, kind of thick dude at 154. Like he's like strong, you could tell, and like got a solid base, but not short or anything. So Yeah, he just went, he hurt his hand his last fight, so we'll see how he looks. I wanna say this is gonna be his 4th fight. But he brings a crowd. I mean, that place is sold out. That's probably 360's doing. 360 does a great promotion. Their stuff's on, UFC Fight Pass. So if you have that, watch their fight November 3rd, I wanna say, on Quiet Cannon, at Quiet Cannon here in Montebello. But, um, yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show. Um, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. What fights are you guys looking forward to? I feel like there's no like meat on the bone with boxing right now. There's no like oh man, this is the one that like I can't wait to watch, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know what like we need something. Even Tyson Fury's fighting at the end of the year. Oh man, that's true. That I am underselling that. You're right. Ramirez versus Bivol is a great fight. That's a good fight. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna that thank you, Hurricane Hank, because I'm gonna kind of put some focus on that this week too, is kind of talking to people about that because that's a great fight. It's a great matchup. Um, man, it's good. I have a lot of people tell me Bivol, um, which I can see that. I can see Bivol winning. I just don't. I get the feeling Ramirez is gonna do it. Um, He's big, he hits harder at 175, I feel like. I lean towards more towards Ramirez. I wouldn't be shocked, obviously, if Bivol beats him. I know kind of those 2 guys and David, Benavidez all kind of sparred each other. Um, I'm gonna ask David about that one. I feel like maybe I have asked David about that, but, if I haven't, I'm gonna try to catch up with David this week, hopefully. And that's gonna be a good one to ask him because, man, that's a great fight. That's a great fight, and it's over there. Um, I don't know who's gonna touch that, but yeah, he's gonna get hit. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get hit. It's that's just how it's gonna go for Zudo. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really feel like his power at 175 is like much different than 168. Like 168, he wasn't like pound like he didn't have that pound. Like he was like, I don't know, just kind of he didn't seem to hit that hard at 168. But I feel like at 170, now that he's healthier, he's really putting his weight behind his shots and he's getting guys out of there, you know? Um, but Bivol's a big guy too. Bivol could hit. Uh it's a good fight. It's a really good fight. It's a really good one. Shout out to the Zone for putting that one together and Golden Boy and Matchroom and all them. Yeah, I would love to go to that fight. It just I don't know if it has that buzz that I'm gonna like. That's if they flew me out, you know what I mean. I'd be down, but yeah, the way with Spence Crawford not happening, like, mm-mm. It's like I was saying, there's not like a whole lot of meat on the bone other than, that's a great fight. I think Chocolatito versus Guy Shot is a great fight too. I think the closer we get to that, we're gonna kind of realize like, wow, we're really gonna have to like pay attention to that one. That one's gonna be like a really, really good fight. And right before the end of the year, that might steal fight of the year, like right at the buzzer, because those guys, those men go at it. Yeah, it's a great fight. It's a great fight. And this is it. Like we're not gonna it's kind of the end of that era because Sorang Vasai just got knocked out by Bam Rodriguez. And so that's kind of it. I mean, now it's like, what are these guys going to do against Bam if they even get to fight Bam and if that even works out. But this is kind of like the end of that era, right? Like, Quadras is I don't want to say his last fight was against Bam, and he didn't get knocked out, I don't think. I don't remember, but I know he got knocked down. But he's probably that's you know, Bam's like the new Bam, and then I want to say Ioka and Joshua Franco, Bam's brother, are gonna fight each other the New Year's Day, I think, in Japan. Um, so I mean, it's kind of like this is the new era is coming in. So Chocolatito versus Guy Oshada 3 is like that's that's the last time. That's probably the last one between this era of guys. Um, who's to say? I mean, so Rangvasai might, maybe he just got beat by the younger guy. He could still make some good fights with either one of those guys, right? They could still play it out, maybe. But I feel like with them being at their best or close to their best, this is like the pinnacle of this era of those flyweights, super flies. The zone has been putting a lot of solid fights this year. Yeah, yeah, no, it's true. Um, Even this weekend, the zone has a good fight with Jojo Diaz and William Cepeda. So yeah, that's good stuff. So that's a good fight too. That's a really close fight in San Diego. Um, I have someone covering that, so I'm gonna be in Arizona and just hoping Jake Paul's YouTube presence rubs off on me on YouTube too. They have been doing real good as of late. Yeah. No, they have, man. They have. And I mean, what what fights does anyone else have on the schedule? Cause okay, what PBC fights are coming? Morel's fighting November 5th as well. I don't even want to attempt to pronounce that guy's last name that he's fighting. Um, Let me look at it. Uh Adios, Aidos. Sounds like adios. Your boss Newly. Your boss Newly. Mm, yeah, Mauricio Lara and Navarrete would have been good. Yeah, it would have been a bar burn too, but yeah, yeah, no, I wonder what those sparring sessions are like. Because yeah, you're right. If I'm sure, I would think they'd work together. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think who else has fights this year. So we have Top Rank, Janabek and Sanisa are on the same card, November 12th. So we got the 5th. So this weekend we have fights this weekend, right? We have Lomachenko. Oh, I have someone in New York too. Oh crap, look at that. I just realized I have someone in New York. Hopefully covering that. Um Lomachenko versus Ortiz, former sparring partner of Lomachenko's. But is solid pro now. Just beat Jermel Herring at 135. Who else is I want to say Robert's on that, isn't he? Ramirez, I think, is on that card. Um, Janabek needs a name on his resume. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the middleweights are gonna start. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happens really, right? Because the only guys that have like name recognition are like the champions. I don't think there's a lot of contenders at middleweight that have like solid name recognition to like to make a big fight. I think Carlos Adames versus Jamal Charlo is probably one of those situations because I want to say Adames is like the international champion, the WBC international champion, or interim maybe. So I think it's interim because it's kind of like they're waiting for Jamal to get better. So that like has to happen. That's a good fight. Yeah, Janovic needs people. Triple G is probably out for a little while. And I want to say, doesn't he have two belts? Doesn't he have IBF and WBA? So yeah, because he just went to Japan and beat who's the dude he beat? Murata. Uh Yeah, so it's kind of like those are the only people that have names. I mean, unless you go to Japan, Janabek could try to, go to Japan and fight Murata, because the money would be over there. That would be cool. That'd be a good fight. But I don't know what Triple G does. Maul would probably be busy with Adonis because he has to fight the interim champion. And so yeah, I don't know where that puts Janabek really, because I don't think people are going to be in a rush to face him. And then you have even more network issues, right? Because Triple G is still DAZN. I want to say, um, shame that Janabek didn't get the Andrade fight. That's 100% true because that would have been awesome. That would have been really good. Yeah, I don't even know what Boo was doing at 168 either. Oh, Janet Beck has gone on record saying that he wouldn't fight Triple G. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. See, so yeah, yeah. So I don't know what it's gonna do, but I mean, just keep beating up people on ESPN and making it look good, you know. Um, yeah, it's to do all. That's about all he could do, you know. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, like imagine we can't get Tank and Ryan Garcia to fight each other because Showtime and DAZN seems to be kind of one of the bigger issues. Again, we don't know what's going on, but at least from what Steven Espinosa told me is that he doesn't see why DAZN has to be involved. And if you're on DAZN side, you're not trying to hear that. You know what I mean? So obviously there's some situation right there, and that's Tank and Ryan probably the biggest name recognition fight I don't know, you can make in boxing, like, with 2 guys. I mean, as far as getting mainstream appeal, I wanna say, like, Coppinger said that, and I mean, Tyson Fury versus Joshua, Wilder versus Joshua, those probably have more name recognition, right? But Canelo Benavidez, I don't know if Benavidez has that, like, that star power, that kind of, that following the way, like, say, a Ryan Garcia or like a Tank Davis have, you know what I mean? Like, just not yet. He is a star. He will get there. Or maybe, if you include like Spanish, um, like fans who like uh like maybe Spanish speaking fans, like only maybe because obviously Tank and Ryan don't speak Spanish. David has him probably on that, obviously, because he can communicate with his like Spanish audience. But anyway, just went off on a tangent. But appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Tune into the stuff this week. Tune into the updates on the contest I want to do for like a giveaway because I want to get that done before the end of the year and hopefully give a couple ways out. Give a couple gloves out before the end of the year. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it and. Watch the videos, share, like, and subscribe. All the above. Thanks, guys. What am I looking for? Where's my little outro thing? Here we go. Found it.